The Web of Nev'Brook. In the shadowed embrace of the Nev'Brook village nestled deep within the craggy arms of the mist-veiled mountains, an ancient malevolence began to stir. Legends whispered of a spectral Arachnid, an entity born of dark magic and cursed fate, known as the Arachne of Nev'Brook. For centuries, it had slumbered, its existence relegated to the realm of folklore until a series of inexplicable disappearances and grisly webs discovered in the heart of the village reignited the fear. The elders spoke in hushed tones, their voices trembling with a mix of dread and disbelief. They recalled the tales passed down from their forefathers, warning of a cursed entity that lurked within the depths of the woods, spinning intricate webs of enchantment to ensnare unwary souls. None could fathom the reasons for its awakening, nor the hunger that drove it to feast upon the innocent. As the moon cast its pallid glow upon the village, the first signs of the Arachne's presence began to manifest. Children would vanish without a trace, their laughter silenced, leaving behind only a faint whisper of a mournful lullaby echoing through the gnarled trees. The villagers, plagued by a mounting sense of despair, dared not venture beyond the safety of their homes for fear of becoming entangled in the Arachne's sinister designs. But as the nights grew longer and the chill of winter settled upon the land, a brave few among the villagers resolved to confront the menace that loomed over their once peaceful hamlet. Armed with torches and makeshift weapons, they set out to unravel the mysteries shrouding the Arachne's lair, determined to sever the threads of darkness that threatened to consume their beloved Nev'Brook. Yet, as they delved deeper into the heart of the forest, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist around them. Visions of grotesque arachnids with human faces haunted their every step, and the forest itself seemed to pulsate with a malignant energy that threatened to ensnare their minds. Each step forward felt like a descent into a nightmare realm where the boundary between the living and the realm of the damned blurred into an indistinguishable haze. Their resolve tested by unseen forces and their hearts heavy with the weight of impending doom, the villagers pressed on, driven by an unyielding determination to free their home from the clutches of the Arachne. But as they drew closer to the heart of the forest, the lines between reality and nightmare grew increasingly blurred, and the true nature of the Arachne's intentions remained shrouded in a veil of unsettling mystery. In the silent depths of the Nev'Brook forest, where the moon's wan light struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, the fate of the village and its valiant defenders hung precariously in the balance, poised upon the delicate threads of the Arachne's insidious web. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, the air grew thick with an otherworldly silence, broken only by the distant rustling of unseen creatures and the soft, rhythmic pulsing of an unseen presence. Each step forward felt like a battle against an invisible force, a force that sought to ensnare their very souls within the labyrinthine threads of the Arachne's web. The brave band of villagers, their hearts pounding in their chests, pressed on through the labyrinthine tangle of trees, guided only by the faint, ethereal glow that seemed to emanate from the heart of the forest. A sense of foreboding clung to them like a second skin, their every instinct warning them of the perils that awaited them in the Arachne's domain. As they neared the source of the eerie light, a clearing emerged before them, bathed in an iridescent glow that seemed to originate from the very ground beneath their feet. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient, gnarled tree, its branches contorted into grotesque shapes that seemed to writhe and twist in a macabre dance. At the base of the tree, a pulsating mass of silk and shadow coalesced, taking the form of a colossal, spectral arachnid, its 8 eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intelligence that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of their beings. The Arachne, a haunting fusion of ethereal beauty and eldritch horror, regarded the intruders with a sense of detached curiosity, as if it were observing mere insects scurrying beneath its gaze. Its voice, a spectral whisper that seemed to reverberate through the very air itself, slithered into their minds, weaving a hypnotic tapestry of promises and half-truths, tempting them with the allure of forgotten dreams and forbidden desires. With each whispered word, the resolve of the villagers wavered, their thoughts entangled within the Arachne's intricate web of deception. It spoke of an ancient pact forged in the eons long past, a pact that bound the fates of Nev'Brook village to the whims of the Arachne itself. It offered them a choice, a chance to surrender themselves to its insidious embrace and become a part of its eternal dance, or to resist and face the unfathomable horrors that awaited those who dared challenge its dominion. The villagers stood at a crossroads, their minds reeling from the Arachne's mesmerizing words, their hearts torn between the desire for salvation and the primal instinct to resist the encroaching darkness. With every passing moment, the threads of fate drew tighter around them, threatening to consume their very essence and bind them to the Arachne's will for all eternity. As the Arachne's hypnotic whispers grew more insistent, the villagers found themselves teetering on the precipice of madness, their willpower slowly unraveling in the face of the entity's overwhelming psychic assault. Some among them began to succumb to the siren call of the Arachne, their eyes glazed over with a strange, ecstatic fervor as they willingly stepped forward into the pulsating mass of silk and shadow, becoming one with the nightmarish entity that had ensnared their souls. Those who resisted, their minds clouded with a maelstrom of fear and desperation, clung to the flickering remnants of their fading resolve. With trembling hands and hearts heavy with despair, they brandished their makeshift weapons, their voices echoing through the clearing in a cacophony of defiant cries and anguished pleas. But their defiance was met with an eerie silence as the Arachne's form shimmered and shifted, its ethereal countenance contorting into a grotesque visage that seemed to reflect their deepest fears and insecurities. In the twisted heart of the forest, where the laws of reality held no sway, the battle for the soul of Nev'Brook village unfolded in a nightmarish tableau of primal terror and eldritch spectacle. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, the very fabric of the clearing warping and contorting as the Arachne's influence spread like a malignant stain, seeping into the very essence of the land itself. With each swing of their weapons and each desperate cry for deliverance, the villagers found themselves ensnared within the Arachne's web of deceit, their actions guided by a force beyond their comprehension. Their bodies moved of their own accord, their movements synchronized in a macabre dance of violence and despair, as if they were marionettes controlled by an unseen puppet master lurking in the shadows. In the throes of this nightmarish battle, the boundary between friend and foe blurred into a maddening haze, their identities consumed by the all-encompassing darkness that threatened to swallow them whole. As the last vestiges of resistance dwindled and the echoes of their struggle faded into the depths of the forest, the fate of Nev'Brook village hung in a precarious balance, teetering on the brink of oblivion as the Arachne's insidious influence continued to spread, ensnaring all in its inexorable grasp.